Loaded. We're leaving Deer Lake. But really, we don't want to because it's wicked. Yeah, definitely coming back. So 2 days here, or 2 nights here, and we're taking off this morning, heading towards Cornerbrook. We're gonna take some scenic routes, I think. So
yeah,
we're all packed up. We got everything loaded up, ready to go. Get some brekkie into us, ready to hit the trail. Hopefully see some more wildlife. See you guys in Cornerbrook.
this is part 4 of our 7-day Newfoundland adventure relying only on our side-by-sides. We are having a very hard time leaving the Mullins cabin in Deer Lake to head back south toward the ferry in Port Aux Basque. But we had 3 more nights and 350 kilometers to cover before we would be back to the ferry, so we still had a ton of adventure ahead of us. And almost right away after leaving the Deer Lake cabin, we stumbled across this moose that we were able to follow down the road for quite some time, but we wanted to respect her so we didn't push too close so that she wouldn't risk a fall and possibly get injured. Too bad we weren't moose hunters. We would have had 4 or 5 by now.
I know, man. We're lucking out. It's wicked. Go from never seeing a moose ever to seeing 4 or 5.
I think that was our 5th one we saw.
Gonna keep seeing them, I think.
I think so.
The amount of green that's missing on
the trees, yeah, they're like
the trees are like chewed right at the side of the trail. So I was like, we're definitely seeing one.
And the moose plops all over the trail.
Yeah.
We're headed to Old Man's Pond. We're almost there.
Old Man's Pond. Okay, sweet.
Next stop.
So
Yeah.
we'll head keep on keeping on.
That's right. So we continued on to our next scenic stop at Old Man's Pond. You may have already noticed that we had stopped here on our way into Deer Lake, but with views like this, would you just drive past it? Let us know in the comments below. It was now time to say goodbye to Conrad and Rosemary because they were heading back to their cabin in Deer Lake, but not before getting some cool close-up drone shots of the inside of this tree. Yup, crash number 2 in Newfoundland. Youch, this one is hard to watch. After we collected what was left of my dignity, we pushed onward toward the beautiful landscape of Cornerbrook, but not before stopping at yet another cool spot. This is Goose Arm, and though I couldn't find much information on it, it's a really cool place. I would guess that it's a seasonal village because when we were passing through, it was a total ghost town.
You've seen it all. It just gets crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
Newfoundland is sick.
Too.
Newfoundland is
so
unreal.
This is saltwater.
Yeah, I figured because it's got seaweed, huh?
Seaweed.
Interesting.
So this is actually part of the ocean. It's an inlet from way down that way towards Labrador.
Okay.
And this is like the bay, I guess. But we didn't spend too much time here aside from taking a few pictures because we could taste the warm embrace of a Tim Hortons coffee waiting for us in Cornerbrook. And before we knew it, we were back in the bustling town enjoying street legal riding and some other fun things that Cornerbrook had to offer. And alas, we finally got our Tim Hortons.
Nothing like just going through the drive-thru with your razor. First official drive-thru with the razor. There you go. That's how it's done right there.
That's how it's done in Newfoundland.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And after a long day of adventure, we finally arrived at our Airbnb called the Cozy Garden. This place was affordable, they were very nice, they even offered to let us wash our machines, and they gave us a beautiful place to stay.
So we're posted up for the night. Wasn't a lot of kilometers today. We muscled here. Actually, we did a bunch of scenic stuff today.
It was 100K we did today.
100K.
104, I think.
But he got to drive the razor through the Tim Hortons drive-through, so that's a bucket list right there.
That's right.
But yeah, we're having a blast. We can't recommend this enough. Like, if you have an off-road vehicle, you have to try Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Like, hands down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's multiple pages you can go off. We've been using Travel by ATV.
It's
East Coast
Crossing Newfoundland by ATV, and it's by East, and the channel is East Coast ATV, and we got to give credit to him because honestly, we wouldn't have done this trip. We were talking about getting a guide until we checked out his videos.
And his stuff is super thorough.
Yeah.
Very well narrated throughout all of his videos.
Yeah.
So you know exactly how many kilometers, where you're staying.
Yeah. He lays it all out, places you can go, good places to eat, and price and everything. He lays it all out.
If you go to his webpage or his Facebook page, we did option 4.
Yeah.
So it's a West Coast 5 to 6 days. We just added an extra night in Deer Lake because we were staying at a friend's cabin, and that like in his description about being scenic, he's not lying.
Oh man, and like I watched his videos, and you don't see just like, you have to come here and experience. I'm just guessing, even though I'm filming everything, that this video is not going to show it either, and you have to come see it for yourself.
Yeah,
it's the only way.
There's so many times where we're just like, you can clearly tell you're just driving straight up, like almost for 30 minutes you're just going straight up, and then you come around the corner and you pop out and it's just nothing but mountains.
Yeah.
And all you can see is just through the canopy of the trees, so it's hard to do justice, but it's
like postcard after postcard after postcard
after
postcard after postcard.
And yeah, I mean, we'll do a total calculation by the end of this video of what cost-wise, what it roughly would cost you. Yeah. But I mean,
we got
so far we're nowhere near what we thought it was going to cost us, and kind of blown away with how, not cheap, but how affordable it is to ride where we've been riding.
Yeah.
So and I mean, we keep saying it to ourselves all day, but driving through these towns and like people are like taking pictures of you and stuff, like it's pretty cool to just be able to just literally drive down the road, go wherever. We drove to the mall, parked, went up the road, Timmy's, drove here to the Airbnb, like all on the pavement.
Just bopping around.
All legal. The craziest thing was today we actually passed an RCMP, like he must be just chilling there doing speedometer or whatever, or radar.
But it was weird.
It was weird because we're like driving, we're like, oh no, like hopefully, like
we're caught.
So odd, like it feels like you're definitely gonna be pulled over. It's like, for people back home, it's like driving down Spring Garden Road in your Razor or on an ATV, and nobody cared. Like we stopped in Deer Lake and had lunch.
Even the
right
cars
next to the RCMP station.
Even the cars were like nice about it. Like they're courteous, and they don't seem to mind that we're there. On their
stop
streets.
signs. They're just like, both of you go. You're together. You know, like it's the hospitality here for the off-road machines.
It's invited.
It's by far the biggest thing that's a part of this trip is how well the trails are labeled. Everybody's super kind of pumped that you're here.
So if you think you can't do it, you can do it.
You can do it.
It's not hard.
You can do it. No, it's
easy.
It's
Trip of a lifetime.
Yeah, just biting the bullet sort of thing and planning it. Planning it took us a while, but I think next year it's, where it was our first time, next year is going to be way easier. And it was just because we didn't know. We were going to another province.
We didn't know how far we could get in a day.
Yeah. And the big thing too is like for us was like we parked in North Sydney, Nova Scotia, and as you guys have already seen, drove onto the ferry. So you're literally leaving everything behind.
Yeah.
So it's not like driving out the Myra Road or the Mersey and just like, oh, I blew a tie rod. Well, I'll just drag the truck back and load it up. Like everything we do is straight machine all day, driving wherever we can. So. But it's unreal. This is the top for trips for me, for sure. Yeah. Tomorrow we're heading back towards
Robinson.
Yeah, going back.
Yeah.
But
there's some trails to explore on the way back too. We took the rail bed here, but we can check out some of the trails.
Which isn't too bad. We kind of really lucked out with the weather too. Like we got a bit of rain but it wasn't enough that it was miserable driving, and then it made like the next 2 days, like dust wise, like really not that bad. Like today was
a bit more dusty, but it's supposed to rain tonight, and I think tomorrow, I don't know how much, we'll have to look.
Yeah,
but
so we've lucked out with that.
we're prepared for the rain either way.
Yeah.
It's not going to bother us.
No, it's almost, I was saying the other day, it's almost better
to get
that it
a little
rains
bit,
a bit, because the dust is can be pretty brutal.
Yeah, on nice groomed trails, they tend to have lots of dust.
Yeah, and we've seen 5 moose so far, so
yeah,
we definitely don't want to be flying around a corner with dust.
And then catch a moose.
Catch a moose. But,
all right, well, we're gonna relax, and
yeah,
we'll see you tomorrow.
Watch me.